All right. All the time is closed. All right. Yeah. So far, when you're here, there was no echoing problem, but when Fraser entered, there was an echoing issue I was hearing.
Yep.
Can't believe we have to like start
that we
over.
didn't get another ping.
Yeah. I apologize for the technical difficulties.
You're okay. All right. So for my best films of the year list, I actually have 15 movies.
Yeah. So, and of course, once Razor enters, then, hopefully we don't have a fucking echoing problem. Hopefully we'll get that list started.
Yeah. Yeah, I pray to God there are no technical difficulties or any echoing.
Although, if this was the worst movies of 2025, it would have been a lot more fitting.
For me, the Garfield movie is worse than Smurfs.
Yeah. We're starting with our best first, mostly because the best lists somehow tend to be shorter than the ones on the worst list. Because our worst lists tend to be somehow longer.
Yeah, I've already got my best and worst films of 2025 streams on my channel, but since I'm a member of the show, I might as well join these.
Yeah, and I figured I'd do something a little bit different with these lists, and because this time I'm actually gonna put some of the posters for some of these movies on the list. What's up, Matt?
Oh, hey guys. I just popped in to stop by. I need to step aside for a moment.
All right. In the meanwhile, I might as well read off some of Right Dude's list. In the meantime, so before he gets here with no echoing problems. The top 11 films of 2025 plus honorable mentions. His number 11 is Sinners on the list. His number 10, Bugonia, also on the list. Number 9, The Long Walk. Number 8, Weapons. Number 7, Frankenstein. Number 6, Little Amelie or the Character of Rain. Number 5, Superman. Number 4, One Battle After Another. Number 3, Sentimental Value, a movie none of us had saw. Number 2, Warfare. What's up, Vitamin Nick? And his number 1 is K-pop Demon Hunters. I left the link is in my server. Go to live streams.
DreamWorks fan, animation fan 1995 actually asked you a question.
Oh, sorry. As right now I've been hyper focusing on other things. Wait, what did he say?
He asked you if you were highlight the comment, please.
This one?
Yeah.
We will do it on our show someday.
Okay, I'm
Hey,
here.
welcome back.
Have we got the echoing problem figured out?
Apparently not, but we'll just have to roll along with this.
I'm not having it. It could be something with on my end, which I'll look into later. Let's see. Microphone.
What's up, Vitamin
Let
Nick?
me try something.
Hey
External.
there, Vitamin Nick.
I don't have a top 10 myself, but I do have this one comment.
This better?
Stay together.
Is there
Yeah.
an echo problem?
Let's see. No, we're not
I
seeing an
figured
echo
it out.
problem.
I figured it out. I turned on external headphones.
Okay. Finally,
All right.
finally got it fixed. Now let's get to the rules of these lists before we start. First of all, we have not seen every movie that has came out in 2025. There's some movies that are loved that we didn't get around to seeing.
Yeah.
Which is that even possible?
Yeah, like we can't watch every movie that comes out. Because when it comes to the best movies of the year, it can be due to some showtimes being impossible to find, or we were busy that time, so we couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Right.
And finally, everything we say is just our personal opinion. So if you disagree with any movies on our list, that's fine. As long as don't act like a baby about it, then
Yeah,
we'll get along
unlike
fine.
Anna Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Now, I don't have a top 10 list myself, but I do have this one comment.
All right, with that, all right. So now that we have, now that we're starting, I think it's time to go over a couple of some honorable mentions.
So who wants to go first?
All right.
Ethan goes first with these honorable mentions.
My
Things
honorable
tend to be longer.
mentions. My honorable mentions are Thunderbolts, Paddington in Peru, Mickey 17, Bugonia, the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants, Avatar Fire and Ash, Hard Eyes, The Black Phone 2, Downton Abbey, the grand finale, The Long Walk, From the World of John Wick Ballerina, One of Them Days, The Naked Gun 2025, Novocaine, Clown in a Cornfield, Predator Badlands, Caught Stealing, The Monkey, and Elio.
All right.
That's a good one.
Razor, what are your honorable mentions?
My honorable mentions are Bring Her Back, The Ocean with David Attenborough and the American Southwest, Lost in Time, a Zelda fan film, The Day the Earth Blew Up, and Lost in Starlight.
And for my honorable mentions, they are Sally, The Assessment, Parvulos, Children of the Apocalypse, Thunderbolts, Not Just a Goof, and these three are all in one huge entry called Neja 2, The Bad Guys 2, and Zootopia 2.
Right on.
And so with three of our honorable mentions on the list,
Hey, movie and cartoon.
let's get on.
Up to
Yeah, let's get on to the main course.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I have 15 movies in total. My number 15 is The Bad Guys 2.
Number 15.
All right.
Yeah, this movie manages to be even better than its predecessor, which was already one of the best films of 2022.
Right on.
The Bad Guys 2 manages to have more action and more thrills than its predecessor. The animation is absolutely fantastic. This has some of the best animation I've seen from DreamWorks.
Mm-hmm.
The story is a really good upgrade from its predecessor. The screenplay is very well written. The voice acting is terrific, especially when it comes to Sam Rockwell as the Wolf, Mr. Wolf. The editing is really good. The pacing, for the most part, is excellent. The action sequences are so much fun to watch. Most of the humor in this movie actually lands.
Oh no. It's doing this thing again where somebody leaves and it will mute the audio. Hold on a sec. Okay, fix that.
And the way the movie ended is
all right. Oh,
the way this movie ended was really satisfying.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, if I were to have any complaints with the movie, here's one of them. The pacing in the first half can be very sluggish. And then some of the humor did not quite land. But otherwise, I love this movie. So that's why The Bad Guys 2 is my number 15.
Oh boy, I'm hearing some echoing again.
Hold on, let me get it figured out. Sorry. There's this thing going on where I have this glitch where...
Holy hell, you're loud.
Okay, that better?
It's
Could be
still,
my setup. Sorry, I have this glitch
Hell
where...
no, it's not even close.
it's still the same.
Sorry. What goes on is there's this glitch that I've been having lately where if someone leaves, I then won't be able to hear anything. Sorry.
That's alright.
It's okay.
I've had experiences with podcasts before with stuff like that, movies and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, moving on. My
All right.
number 14 is Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning.
That's weird. I can't hear John Wick.
Yeah,
Can anyone hear John Wick?
Ethan, can you speak?
I'm here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
I
good.
can hear him.
I can hear him.
I'm not able to hear him for some reason. Let
think
me
All right.
maybe to get out and then get back in.
Okay. I'm
With
going to
maybe-
try something. I'll be back.
All right.
Sorry.
Take
it
your time,
does
man.
this.
All right. Hopefully, we'll get there by the time we get to the top 11.
All right.
Yeah.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is a fantastic conclusion to a franchise. The story, it has a very intriguing story. The screenplay is excellent. This is one of the best screenplays I've seen for a film this year. The acting is terrific. Tom Cruise gives out a phenomenal performance as Ethan Hunt.
Okay. Let's try this again.
Welcome back.
All right.
All right.
Now I can hear you. We're good.
All right.
The action sequences were just insane, especially that plane stunt.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of the stunts, they're also insane. The film cinematography is excellent. The editing is excellent. The pacing is, for the most part, is really good.
Mm-hmm.
The score is excellent. And that ending the ending to this film is basically a wonderful send-off to the franchise. Now, if I were to have any problems with the film, it would be this. The pacing in the first half can be very sluggish. But otherwise, this is an excellent this is an excellent conclusion to the franchise. And that's why Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning is my number 14. All right. Number 13 is James Gunn's Superman.
All right.
Yeah, this film is a spectacular start to James Gunn's new DCU. Yeah, the story is really good. Like, the screenplay is excellent. The screenplay and directing by James Gunn is really good. The acting is terrific. David Cornswet gives out a phenomenal performance as Clark Kent. The costume design looks superb. The action sequences were so much fun. They were so much fun to watch, especially when we get to the kaiju battle.
Right.
Yeah.
The cinematography is superb. The editing is phenomenal. The pacing, for the most part, is excellent. And not to mention, Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Holy shit. This is one of his best performances I've seen from him in a long time. The CGI and visual effects look excellent. And the ending to this film really has me hyped for the future of James Gunn's DC universe. Now,
Same,
I'm
looking forward to it too.
If I were to have any problems with the film, it would be that the pacing in the second half is a bit sluggish. But otherwise, excellent start to the new DC universe. That's why Superman is number 13. Number 12 is Final Destination Bloodlines. This is my new favorite film in the Final Destination franchise. Without question. Yeah, the story is a really good continuation from its predecessors. The screenplay is excellent. This is one of the best screenplays of the year. The acting in this film is terrific. The kills in this movie are by far the best kills in the entire franchise. Especially when we get to that tower scene. Holy shit.
Yeah. The shit. The doo-doo. The poopity pop.
Tony Todd's cameo was emotional.
Yeah, Tony Todd's cameo in this film was outstanding. And may Tony Todd rest in peace.
Yeah, and it hits
Maybe
harder
rest
like
in
knowing
peace as well.
the context.
Yep. The pacing is excellent. It has a great musical score, and that ending is it has one of the best endings I've seen this year. And that's why Final Destination Bloodlines is my number 12.
All right.
My number.
Wait, now we're on to my list, onto the real list, since this is a top 11. And how we're gonna go is through 11 through 4. I go first, Razor goes, and then Ethan goes.
Okay.
All right.
So and because our top 4 is gonna be a little bit different with how we're gonna structure this, we're gonna put 4 and 3 together, as well as 2 and number 1 together, because there are some movies that are on both sides of our list.
All right.
So with all that out of the way, let's get started with my number 11, and it is the hidden gem from Shudder called The Ugly Stepsister.
Oh boy.
If there is any way to describe this movie, it's basically what I like to call Cinderella meets The Substance.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yep. And yeah, Cinderella meets The Substance. And just like that aforementioned movie, not only is it a fantastic movie in its own right, but it's been one of the best foreign films of this year, but it's also like trust me, this movie is grotesque and and definitely horrifying to look at. And you can definitely understand why. And it's basically Cinderella meets The Substance. And considering how much I love The Substance, this movie definitely is a good version of that one. So if I do were to say anything, I do prefer The Substance just a little bit more, because The Ugly Stepsister is more of a slow burn. But otherwise, yeah, this is definitely a fucked up movie that you should definitely watch. It's on Shudder, so you have no excuse for it.
And they call it The Ugly Stepsister, and yet somehow this poster looks looks somehow a lot better, a lot more nicer to look at than the entirety of Universal Basic, guys.
Oh,
Yep.
oof.
All right, Razor, you're up with your number 11.
All right, my number 11 is The Long Walk. If there was one film word to describe this film, it was brutal, and I mean that in the best possible way. This film, like every death in this film, was hit hard, and it only added to the stakes. And the chemistry between the two leads. Let's see what the names they were. David Johnson, I think that's how you say his name, and Cooper Hoffman was great. And I was already a fan of David Johnson prior, but this is just another great role for him. And of course, Mark Hamill gave it an iconic performance, a memorable performance as the main villain, which by this point, he's voiced a lot of villains in his career, so him playing a villain in live action is not that hard to believe. Mm-hmm. So yeah, great film. And
All right.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My number 11 is The Fantastic Four First Steps.
Mm-hmm. It was the fourth time to get a good Fantastic Four movie.
Yep. Marvel, thank you for finally giving us a good Fantastic Four movie. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
After the failure of the 2015 Fantastic Four movie, we finally get a good Fantastic Four movie.
Mm-hmm.
The story of this film is truly fantastic. It's really faithful to the comics.
Mm-hmm.
The writing is excellent. This has some of the best writing I've seen this year. The acting is terrific, especially from Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic. And also, Vanessa Kirby, I think, plays the Invisible Woman. I don't know. Did Vanessa Kirby play the Invisible Woman in this movie?
Let's see. Fantastic Four First Steps.
Oh yeah,
She did.
yeah, she did.
Julie
Yeah.
Gardner, who played Silver Surfer.
And not to mention, and Ebon Backrack as the Thing was excellent. And the design for the Thing in this movie is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
He looked real.
Mm-hmm.
And Joseph Quinn, and as the Human Torch. Joseph Quinn was fantastic as the Human Torch in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
The cinematography is excellent. The CGI and visual effects are spectacular. Like, this movie is a legit visual marvel.
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
The pacing in this film is fantastic. The soundtrack by the musical score by Michael Giacchino is excellent. And not to mention the robot of this movie. What's his name?
Herbie.
Herbie. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Wood as the voice. Matthew did a fantastic vocal. Matthew Wood was excellent in this movie as the voice of a Herbie.
Mm-hmm.
And Galacticus, holy shit. Galacticus was awesome. And he looked so cool.
And you can't go wrong with Ralph Ineson portraying him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ending of this film is fantastic. So, no pun intended, Fantastic Four, The First Steps is truly fantastic. And that's why it's my number 11.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we're in the top 10, guys. And kicking off at my number 10, let's continue the horror train going because my number 10 is a movie called Bring Her Back.
Oh, yeah, I love this film.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah. this movie from the directors, from the Rucka Rucka brothers who brought us the movie Talk to Me. And yes, it is every bit as good as it sounds. As this movie is definitely one of the most horrifying films of this entire year. Like, especially that one scene where that kid literally puts a knife in his mouth.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And not to mention this movie is definitely a lot better than Talk to Me, as this movie creates a good mystery and a lot of good suspense with one of my favorite performances from Sally Hawkins. Trust me, this movie is not an easy movie to watch. But
I'll never look at Sally Hawkins the same again when watching the Paddington movies.
Yeah. So yeah. And this is definitely yet another hit from A24, and this is definitely on the list of some of the best horror films of this year, and that is why Bring Her Back is my number 10.
And one thing I liked about Bring Her Back was the actress, like the lead actress, the actress playing the girl Piper, Sora Wong. She was actually nearsighted. And I thought I liked that because it would add an authenticity to the character. So yeah, I guess I'm up now.
Yep, you're up.
All right. Number 10 is a tie. Predator Badlands and Predator Killer of Killers. Now, Predator Badlands, this film made me feel like when I was back in high school and got into the Predator franchise, and it was awesome. Like, it made me want to see like a film where the Predators exploring their homeworld. Okay, not exploring their homeworlds, but a different world, like something not typically found them. And Killer of Killers, it was a great anthology film. Dan Trachtenberg has really showed that he understands the Predator franchise. Badlands was a great change, or refreshing change, and despite being rated PG-13, it still felt like a Predator movie and still had the violence. It was just only rated PG-13 because no human gore. And Killer of Killers, a great anthology film, and each story was interesting and had different styles taken. I liked how the second one had seldom dialogue, or no dialogue if I recall correctly, and it all had a satisfying payoff. So yeah, thanks Dan Trachtenberg for the new Predator films.
All right. My number 10 is 28 Years Later.
Still bummed that we're skipping ahead to 28 years later and we're not having a 28 months later. But I digress.
Yeah. I love this movie. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
The story is a fantastic continuation from the 28 days later, or 28 weeks later. The screenplay is excellent. This is one of the best screenplays of the year. The directing by Danny Boyle is fantastic. The acting is absolutely terrific. Jodie Comer, Alfie Williams, Aaron Taylor Johnson, and Ralph Fiennes give out excellent performances in this movie. Their performances in this movie were wonderful. The cinematography is fantastic. This film is absolutely beautifully shot.
Mm-hmm.
The editing is fantastic. And the fact that this movie was literally shot on an iPhone is really creative.
I would have never guessed that it was shot on an iPhone, which just shows how well made it was.
The pacing is fantastic. The design of the zombies, the way these zombies were designed was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And the kills in this movie are just batshit crazy. The best scene in the entire film easily goes to the opening scene.
Mm-hmm. Of course, there was a scene I like more, but for personal reasons. Go on.
Yep. And that ending literally has me hyped for the Bone Temple. And by the way, 28 years later, the Bone Temple comes out next week, and I am hyped for it.
I'm
I
excited
cannot
too.
wait.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot wait to see the Bone Temple next week.
Kind of surprised they announced it. They're releasing it in June or the summer.
Okay.
All right. That's why 28 years later is my number 10.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All right. Coming in at my number 9, Razor Rex already had it on his list, so I might as well have it, and it's also on my list as well. My number 9 is The Long Walk. Continuing on the movies that are practically just brutal to sit through, this is yet another movie, and this is definitely one of the best recent Stephen King adaptations. As this movie, like, trust me, every single death in this movie is both tragic and borderline horrifying to watch. Like, it's all a bunch of, and basically every character walks, and not only do you care about these characters, but the performances also help, especially from Mark Hamill, who plays such an evil piece of shit in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And this is definitely one of those movies that's definitely one of those films that you definitely would, like, trust me. Believe me, every single death in this movie is definitely on the level of holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and not to mention the powerful performances and every character being furthered. This is definitely definitely a good year for Stephen King adaptations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Razor, you're up.
All right. Number 9 is Wake Up Dead Man.
Oh wait, let me fix that first. Sorry, had some of this list pre-planned, so. All right. Wait. All right, share this time instead. All right, go ahead.
This film is so far my favorite of the Knives Out series, if that's what we're calling it. I'm going to call it the Knives Out series for now. But yeah, this so far is my favorite of the series. Like, in addition to this whole mystery, it provided some commentary on religion, and which I found like how it did it very appealing. And I felt it had the most compelling mystery. Like, when things really got interesting, like when things got deep, like, whoa, like you were wondering, wait, what? And it all had a satisfying, like every Chekhov's gun was fired. And Daniel Craig as Blanc was still great, and the rest of the cast was great. And just side note, it has Hawkeye, Sandman, and Thanos, and Meg from Family Guy. That's a great mystery. So yeah, definitely my favorite of the Knives Out series. And if there's a Knives Out 4, I wouldn't mind.
All right. My number 9 is Sinners.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's definitely in our top 5.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is terrific from start to finish. This honestly features this. Ryan Coogler is fantastic. Ryan Coogler does such a, from the director of Black Panther. Yeah,
And the Creed movies.
Yep. Honestly, I can safely say that this is Ryan Coogler's best film by far.
I agree.
The story of this film is very, very fresh. It has one of the best screenplays of the year. It's one of the screenplay and directed by Ryan Coogler is fantastic. Are both fantastic. The acting is terrific. Michael B. Jordan gives out a phenomenal performance in the film. And so does Haley Seinfeld as Mary.
Mm-hmm.
It has a fantastic cinematography. The pacing is excellent. The editing is phenomenal. The CGI and visual effects are terrific, especially when we get to the vampires. Holy shit. I mean, this has some of the best CGI and visual effects I've seen this year. And the scares of the film are terrific. And this film features one of the most satisfying endings of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, those reasons pretty much explain why Sinners is my number 9.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Coming in at my number 8 is one of the 2 Richard Linklater movies that came out this year, and this is the one I actually saw. My number 8 is Nouvelle Vague, or New Wave. Yeah, this was directed by Richard Linklater. Yeah, and this movie was definitely, it's basically what I would like to, I like any movie that's basically an old tribute to old movies. And in this movie, this is definitely a tribute to the new era of film called New Wave. It was basically during the making of a movie called the production of the movie called Breathless. Spoiler, I couldn't find a version of this movie with English subtitles.
Interesting.
But yeah, this movie was definitely fantastic, with fantastic performances, a fantastic production quality, which especially with everything being black and white, and definitely some great performances and interesting characters. In fact, Zoe Dutch definitely gives probably one of her best performances. As fun fact, like the actress in Breathless was American, and even she had to struggle a bit with her French in this movie. So it definitely explains why Zoe Dutch flip-flops between saying stuff in English and saying stuff in French. And with this movie definitely being a love letter to old school French movies, it's definitely one that's definitely on Netflix, and it's definitely one of Richard Linklater's best films in recent memory. So Razor, so your number 9 and number 8 were swapped.
Oh, my number. Oh, wait, that's weird. I had it written down. Let me see. I remember making a change to it, and maybe it was something. Oh, yes. Hold on a sec. My mistake. I made an error. Okay.
So let's just pretend that your number 9 is your number 8.
Okay. My number 9 is number 8. Sorry, my mistake. It gets confusing with this whole stuff. So, yeah. So let's just pretend. So I'm on number 8. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 8 is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Hold on.
Wait.
Sorry, I got confused. You said number 8. Sorry, things got confusing. Yeah. It's confusing with. I remember making changes and then having it written down. I'm very sorry. But for pacing, I'll understand.
Yeah, Wait, wasn't Weapons like number 9 on your list?
Number 9 was.
Yeah, like
I see what happened now. See, what happened was Predator Badlands. It was number 10, and then. So. Strange. Okay. Number 9 was Wake Up Dead Man. So let's. It's just. Oh, I think I see what's going on. What's happening is I have another tiebreaker at number 5.
Yeah.
Which.
All right.
So number 8 is Weapons. Sorry, my mistake. Sorry, I thought I made a mistake, but then I just got something. Number 8, Weapons. This film, it showed what was his name? Now, I thought his previous film, what was the name of the director again? What was the name?
Zach Cregger.
Zach Cregger, right. I thought Barbarian was just all right, but this film, whoa. I really liked it. Like, I liked how it was told in multiple perspectives and provided different commentary, like with certain things being allegories. Allegorical. I watched this guy, follow this guy, and he pointed this out, how it was allegorical to something. School S-wordings. But, okay, you get the idea. But it was engaging, and like each perspective like added, kept raising questions, and the payoff was great, and the scares were well done. And yeah, and that ending was very satisfying. So yeah,
Yep.
I look forward to seeing what Zach Cregger has in the future. Mm-hmm. All
All
right.
right.
An evil movie.
All right. My number 8 is a movie that I unfortunately missed out on in theaters, and I felt so bad for doing so. My number 8 is The Life of Chuck.
Nice. Great film.
I missed out on this because it was rated R.
Mike Flanagan does it again. Yeah, Mike Flanagan, you've done it again, sir.
The one and
The
only.
story is terrific. The screenplay is excellent. The directing by Mike Flanagan is just terrific. The acting is terrific as well. Tom Hiddleston gives out a fantastic performance in this film as Charles Chuck Krantz.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill is also phenomenal in this movie as Albie.
Yep,
Karen
Mark Hamill
Gillian
2
was-
for 2. Yeah, Mark Hamill definitely 2 for 2 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And in both Stephen King adaptations.
Yep. And Karen Gillian, Chiwetel Ejiofor, and Jacob Tremblay are all excellent in this movie. And so is Nick Offerman as the narrator of this film.
Mm-hmm.
This film features an excellent cinematography. This is one of the best cinematographies of the year, without question. The pacing is superb. It has excellent editing. And the ending to this film is one of the most emotional endings I've seen for a movie in so long.
Mm-hmm.
So, folks, if you have not seen this movie, definitely give this a watch. And that's why, all those reasons explain why The Life of Chuck is my number 8.
All right. So coming in at my number 7 is from the director of course. Wait a minute. Coming in at my number 7 is from the director of Top Gun Maverick. And of all the films that came out, F1 did not disappoint.
Right on.
Yes!
Woo!
Yep. From the it's basically what I like to call if Top Gun Maverick met Gran Turismo, and that's basically this movie. And this is and this definitely has some fantastic racing sequences, which I guess is part of the course with most modern day racing movies. But Joseph Kosinski really does up the stakes with this movie. Not to mention a fantastic performance from Brad Pitt and Javier Bardem, which gives points to this movie. They actually made Javier Bardem not, a villain, but someone who's actually, a likable boss and someone who actually cares about winning.
Yeah.
Not to mention Sonny Hayes being being an interesting and likable character, and of course, every bit of this moment is definitely worth seeing on the biggest screen possible.
Mm-hmm.
And it was definitely worth. And this would have been better if I saw this in IMAX. This would have probably been even better. But yeah, Joseph Kosinski really does outdid himself, and F1 is my number 7.
Mm-hmm. Right on. Okay. My number 7 is K-pop Demon Hunters.
Hey, that's also my number 7.
All right, so I guess we can share the mic here. So
Yep.
this film, I'm so glad this film like became a worldwide phenomenon, and it was so cathartic. Like after seeing like people, the studio executives be all, "Oh, this won't be a hit," only for it to be proven wrong. This film, and I think this film is legit, and I'm not really into K-pop. I dig the soundtrack. First off, the characters are all great, and like from the trio of Huntrix to their boss Bobby, like he was such a great boss, and it was funny. And the villains were very compelling too, especially the lead of the Saja Boys, who remind me of Kip from Gentry Chow versus the Underworld. But it was great. The soundtrack was great, and that ending was just beautiful, and it really struck a chord with me. And there was a word for K-pop Demon Hunter sequel, and I'm down for it. Yeah, I'm down. Which, one thing I'd like to clear before I give the mic to you. Look, I'm glad this film is a smash hit, but that's no reason to use it to dunk on Elio. Look, I get it. Disney is not what has become a shell of itself, and I've started to protest for various reasons, but that's not a reason to dunk on it to dunk on Elio. How about instead we celebrate its success?
Exactly.
Furthermore, I believe like someone who worked on this film sang praises for Elio. But anyway, yeah. You take the mic, John Wick?
All right, my turn. This film this film is the most popular film on Netflix right now. And after seeing this movie, it's definitely easy to see why.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
The story is so engaging. Especially the fact that this movie well, all right, moving on. The screenplay is excellent. The voice acting is terrific. Everybody gives out an excellent vocal performance here. Excellent vocal performances here. The songs of this movie are terrific. But my favorite song in this movie easily goes to Takedown.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
The animation of this film is absolutely gorgeous. This is some of the best animation I've seen from Sony Pictures Animation. The characters of this film it has very good characters, very likable characters, especially the main trio. Mira, Zoe, and...
no. Hold on, it's done that thing again. It's doing that thing again. Give me a moment.
Yeah, as
Sorry,
I was saying...
somebody does this. It happens
main,
whenever somebody leaves the stream. I'll be back.
The main trio of this film is terrific. Especially when it comes to the main trio themselves. Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. My favorite member of this trio easily goes to Rumi. The pacing of this film is just flawless. Through and through. And the ending to this film, the way this movie ended was nothing short of satisfying. So yeah,
hello,
folks.
Sorry about that. Hold on.
Right.
So yeah, I cannot wait for the sequel in 2029. And that, folks, is why K-pop Demon Hunters is me and Razor Rex's number 7.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And I agree.
Yeah.
This one definitely deserved to become the hit that it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So yeah, coming at my number 6. It's definitely the last film I watched before. It's the film I had to watch before the year ended because of how much praise it was getting.
And I actually saw in theaters.
Yep. My number 6 is Marty Supreme.
Right. I actually wanted to check this out, but I got down with something and some other things came up, and I felt like, you know what, I'll see it some other time.
Yep, this is definitely further proof that of the two Safdie brothers movies that came out this year, since they were both separate directors, Benny Safdie directed The Smashing Machine with The Rock, and this film is directed by Josh Safdie. And as you can tell, Josh definitely made the better movie this year. This one is definitely, I would like to call this one. This movie is basically Challengers was to tennis what this movie was to ping pong tennis. Yeah. And it was definitely fantastic. Carried by one of Chalamet's best performances. Like, his character is not really a likable character. Like, something that you notice in all the movies that the Safdie brothers have directed is that their characters don't tend to be some of the most likable people ever. Like, they can be assholes, they can have egos, and sometimes they make they make do stuff that make you hate them. But at the same time, they always find a way to make you root for them. And that is something that the Safdie brothers definitely do the best when it comes to asshole characters. Not to mention, despite being 2 hours long, this one definitely keeps the frenetic pace. And of course, the musical score is definitely phenomenal, as it's always on the move. And yeah, Marty Supreme is definitely yet another hit from the Safdie brothers, and that's why.
And you're not going to believe what showed up in my screening before the film played.
That Coke commercial.
I saw it.
Right there.
Fuck off. Why are we putting AI in theaters?
What the fuck?
I can't believe it. I'm actually so glad that I took that photo. I'm never deleting it.
Yeah.
I am so grateful. Yeah, with any.
But yeah, does it take away from the fact that Marty Supreme is a fantastic movie and deserves my number 6 spot?
All right.
Razor, you're up.
All right. My number. Okay, let's see. Number 6 is Begonia. My number 6 is Begonia. This film. I'm letting you bring up the poster.
It is. I literally brought it up. Wait, let me fix.
Oh.
Why is that poster not bringing up? Let me fix that real quick. All right. Hopefully that's there. All right.
Okay. This film. This is another win for Yorgos Lanthimos. Yeah, I like his film. I enjoyed The Poor Things, and I actually like Kinds of Kindness. So I was looking forward to it. And what do you know? It had more collaborators with him from previous films. And another film, banger. This film was really something. I mean, it was more subdued compared to other films, but it was still a wild ride. This film, I liked how it tackled the dangers of conspiracy theories, as well as the themes of, like, you know, humanity and Earth. And that ending, whoa! Like, it took me a moment to, like, really, get down with it. And, of course, the performances were great. Jesse Plemons was great, and Emma Stone. I never knew I needed a bald Emma Stone. Of course, I heard she actually went bald for another role, but anyway, Great film.
Oh yeah, apparently in movie theaters that you have to go bald when seeing Bugonia.
Yeah, and I liked what Letterboxd did when reviewing this film. How you had to confirm, like, something spot the alien.
Bald,
Which, yeah.
bald.
My eyes!
All right. My number 6 is an A24 film. And yes, my number 6 is Warfare.
I saw it too.
I didn't get around to watching it.
I haven't heard of this movie. The only thing I think of when or an H1 Drain the Rock A4 movie.
Right?
Yeah. I saw this movie a week after it came out in theaters. Holy shit, this was brutal. Like, this is one of the best war films I've seen in my entire life. Like, the story is just terrific. It's about these American Navy SEALs. It's told in real. This movie is basically told in this. Yeah, this movie is told from the eyes of a team of Navy SEALs.
Was it like saving?
The screenplay is yeah. This has one. The screenplay is terrific. Yeah, the screenplay and directing, both done by Alex Garland and Ray Mendoza, are both fantastic. The acting is terrific. D. Farahune Tai gives out a phenomenal performance in the film. And the war sequences in the film were just holy shit.
Hell, it was loud in my theater.
That's it. We like this.
The cinematography is fantastic because this movie is so beautifully shot. The editing is terrific. The pacing is so good. And it features one of the best endings I've seen this year.
Like I said before, it was so fucking loud in my theater.
I can imagine.
All right. Those reasons explain why Warfare is my number 6.
All right, so now we're in the top 5. So coming at my number 5, what's the movie that won Best Foreign Film at the Oscars? It's I'm Still Here. Yes, you could argue this is a 2024 movie, but this did get a wide release until 2025, so it counts.
Fair enough.
What was the unofficial
Yeah. This movie is definitely fantastic. With emotional beats that land, phenomenal performances, and a great story that covers the themes of this movie. I'm Still Here. As this movie explores the themes of resilience, love, loss, and political oppression during Brazil's military dictatorship. As it focuses on a family struggle as the father disappears, highlighting the human cost of authoritarianism, the search of justice, the strength of motherhood, and the enduring spirit in the face of cruelty. And this is definitely one of those moments that you could definitely end up being crying towards. And the best part is not only the best part is that this movie won Best Foreign Film at Oscars, finally making that piece of shit Amelia Perez irrelevant.
Ooh, yeah.
Fuck you, Amelia Perez.
Mm-hmm.
Well, damn,
Yeah,
Noah,
just
come on.
imagine if Amelia Perez actually swept. Just imagine if Amelia Perez won every single Oscar and every single Golden Globe.
Oh,
I'd be
boy.
furious and be throwing my computer around.
This would be a breakdown that day.
All right.
All right. So yeah, that is why I'm still here. It's my number 5.
All right.
Also, that echoing.
Oh, hold on. Let me fix that. External headphones. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, sorry,
Yeah.
it didn't. I thought it was doing that thing again, but anyway. All right. So now it's my turn for, I guess. My number 5 is another tiebreaker. Chainsaw Man the movie, Reze Arc, plus Demon Slayer, and Infinity Castle Part 1. I put these at a tie because they're both movies for beloved anime series that are ongoing anime series. Both are great and great. They have outstanding animation, compelling characters, and we're not afraid to go into other genres besides what they normally tackle. With my only complaints with Chainsaw Man the movie was some characters I felt got screwed over, but it was still enjoyable. Like in that finale, whoa, that was intense. And what do you know? It managed to do a twist villain right. And,
Yeah, even though I haven't seen the movie yet, but still.
Yeah. And for Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, my only complaint, I have to wait for part 2 and 3. But I'm looking forward to it, what both series have in store for the future. So yeah, enjoy both.
All right. My number 5 is One Battle After Another.
Nice.
Paul Thomas Anderson, you, sir, have done it again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Leonardo DiCaprio gives out what? Leonardo DiCaprio is fantastic in this movie. He gives one of his best performances he's done in his career. Sean Penn is excellent in this movie as the main villain of this film, Lockjaw. The story of this film is superb and engaging throughout. The screenplay and directing, both done by Paul Thomas Anderson, are fantastic. The cinematography is this movie is beautifully shot because the cinematography of this film is fantastic. The action sequences in the film are so much fun to watch. The editing is fantastic. The pacing of this movie is really good. The score of this movie is excellent as well. And that ending, without spoiling it, is superb. Paul Thomas Anderson, I cannot wait to see what you do next. So yeah, that's why One Battle After Another is my number 5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now we're in the top 4, and this is going to get tricky because, spoiler, me and Razor Rex actually have the same 4 and 3, although a bit switched up. It's same movies, although swapped in order. So Ethan, you're going over your number 4 first, and then me and Razor will go for number 4 and 3, and Ethan, you'll go with your number 3.
All right. My number 4 is Weapons. Yeah, this was my favorite horror film of the year. Zach Kreger has done it again. I loved his previous film, Barbarian, and I could not wait to see this movie. The story is very engaging throughout. The screenplay and directing, both done by Zach Kreger, is fantastic. It also features excellent performances from Julia Garner, Josh Brolin, Aiden Enrique, Just Abram Adams, Benedict Wong, amongst others. The cinematography of this film is fantastic. This movie is beautifully shot. The atmosphere of this film is just creepy as hell. And the scares of this film are just... holy shit. This movie is truly scary.
So intense at the end.
The score of this film is fantastic. And this movie's ending... holy shit. That ending is going to stick with me for a long time.
I never got around watching it in theaters, but I remember after it came out on HBO Max, I watched it. And before that, I watched the new Smiling Friends Halloween special that came out at the time, right before it. And it felt like the horror version of when you watch a Pixar movie or a Disney movie and sometimes they play a short before. It felt just like that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why Weapons is my number 4.
All right.
Right on.
So my number 4 is Razor X number 3, and my number 3 is Razor X's number 4.
Funny how that works.
Yeah. So let's go over with my number 4 and your number 3. My number 4 and your number 3 is Sinners.
Sinners. This film, it shows that we should let Ryan Coogler cook. Because this is so far his best film. This film, I really liked it. Like, it captured, like, the time, but, like, not, like, you know, and I liked the themes. And, well, it, like, was tackling something serious. It wasn't being preachy. It didn't feel like Ryan Coogler was preaching or anything. It felt like he was enlightening viewers. And the soundtrack, the soundtrack was banging. And,
Exactly.
And you can't, and I mean, come on, Irish vampires. What's not to love?
Yeah, this movie is definitely one of the best examples of how you can mix both a horror and it's basically like From Dusk Till Dawn. It's basically this modern day equivalent to From Dusk Till Dawn, and it definitely shows how Ryan Coogler got his inspiration with some very fantastic performances and some things regarding around race, religion, and of course, the vampire shit. But when we got to those vampires, these motherfuckers don't mess around.
Yeah. And they still have, like, and they revel in it. Rocky Road to Dublin.
Yep. And it's definitely not only Ryan Coogler's best film, but a film that was definitely deserved to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
Seriously though, we need more movies like this to become the highest grossing movie, and not garbage like the Lilo and Stitch remake or the How to Train Your Dragon remake.
Right.
Or Minecraft.
Or that one DreamWorks movie that Movie Cartoon Fanatic doesn't want to talk about.
Right. We'll cross that bridge when we get
we'll save that for next time.
And what if that movie was the highest grossing film, not only of the year, but of all time?
I'd be livid. I'd practically just scream into a pillow at this point.
Or at
least smash my head against the wall. Like, because of course garbage makes profit over more great films like this.
Remember the Lion King remake that made $1,000 million? And the entire internet was basically they were just basically angry about the film.
Well, at least my money didn't go to The Lion King 2019.
I didn't see it either.
At least I don't usually. At least nowadays, I don't give my money to trash movies.
Yeah, I decided to stop watching Disney remakes. Heck, and I've abandoned them, hoping of remaking films that actually lend themselves another shot.
All right. So, anyways, coming at my number 3 and Razor Rex's number 4 is the film that I went to go see in theaters, and that
Lucky.
is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Yeah, I'm just lucky it didn't have a case like, with his Pinocchio movie, like where there were 2 other Pinocchio movies. Thankfully, this was the only Frankenstein released this year, released in 2025.
And Guillermo del Toro continues to cook and prove why he's still a great filmmaker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As this movie made me care about like this movie made me care a lot about what was going on. And with fantastic performances from Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein, Mia Goth, and Oscar Isaac, as well as Christopher Waltz, all give fantastic performances. And it definitely gives us the exploration between Victor Frankenstein and the creature. As this movie is definitely told in part and from 2 different sides of their story.
Yeah. And it was great. And I also liked how it may just be my favorite adaptation of Frankenstein. And I liked how well it took some liberties. It worked with its story purpose, and how Del Toro was also able to provide a unique interpretation.
Yeah. And it definitely has some of the best production design I've ever seen for a film this year.
Oh no, it's doing it again. Hold on a sec.
So far, wait, you're not seeing a
Let me
glitch right
try
now?
something.
But yeah.
Okay,
this movie's production design is nothing short of fantastic.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Every single costume and set. Yeah, Guillermo del Toro always ups his production design and everything. And yeah, this movie is just a marvel to see. And like I said, I went to go see this movie in a theater, and this being the second film I ever saw a Netflix movie in theaters. The first was Army of the Dead from Zack Snyder. This was definitely worth $24 seeing in a theater. So yeah, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein is a fantastic film, and it definitely deserves my both Razor's number 4 and my number 3.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And after this, I'd be down for seeing Del Toro adapt more classic horror novels like Dracula. Yes, I know Robert Eggers already adapted it. Nosferatu is a different name for Dracula. But yeah, I'd be down to see him for more classics. Mm-hmm.
All right.
So yeah. All right.
My number 3 is Zootopia 2.
An actually good Disney sequel.
Yep.
What do you know? Plan to check this out when it gets a home media release because, I'm protesting against Disney for various reasons. But I'm trying not to force my protesting down other people because I believe if they take part, it should be of their own volition.
Disney, thank you for actually giving us a good sequel. This movie is fantastic. The story of this film is a fantastic continuation of its predecessor. The screenplay is fantastic. The animation of this film is absolutely fantastic. This has some of the best animation I've seen from Disney. The voice acting is terrific. Especially when it comes to Jason Bateman and Jennifer Goodwin as Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps. But my favorite vocal performance in this film easily goes to Patrick Warburton as Mayor Winddancer. Whenever he was on screen, he absolutely steals the show here.
Not to mention the new characters, ranging from Gary D. Snake. Thank God Kihoi Kwan was finally in a good movie after starting in 2 duds with movies like Love Hurts and another film we'll talk about next time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And of course, Andy Samberg as, of course, Paubert. Oh, by the
Yep.
way, this is how you do. But we won't spoil anything about him.
Yeah.
All right.
The soundtrack of this film is excellent, and the musical score by Michael Giacchino is legit fire. The pacing is excellent. And this movie features one of the most emotional endings I've seen in quite some time. I almost cried. At that ending. So yeah, folks, Zootopia 2 is just as good, if not better, than its predecessor. And that's why Zootopia 2 is my number 3. Thank you,
All
Disney.
right.
Thank you.
All
See,
right,
Disney, it's
so
not that hard to make a good film. All right.
Yep.
We're getting
So,
close.
yeah. Yep. Now we're in the top 2, and this is, and like Love number 4 and 3, this was also a bit tricky. But I decided that Ethan's going over number 2 is number 2 first, and because my number 2 is Ethan's number 1, and of
All
course
right.
my number 1 is Razor's number 2, and we'll just leave Razor's number 1 for last.
All right.
All right. My number 2 is F1.
Nice.
Joseph Kosinski, you, sir, have done it again. From the direct. After seeing Top Gun Maverick in 2022, I was really excited for what Joseph Kosinski had in store next. F1 absolutely delivers on every aspect. The story of this film is so engaging throughout. The screenplay is fantastic. Like this is one of the best screenplays of the year.
Right on.
The acting is terrific, especially from Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes. Javier Bardem is excellent in this movie as well. The racing sequences, holy shit. The racing sequences in the film are nothing short of breathtaking. The cinematography is excellent. The editing is phenomenal. The musical score by Hans Zimmer is fantastic. The pacing of this film is terrific. And the soundtrack, too, is excellent. And the ending of this film is really... The way this movie ended is actually really satisfying. And I actually cannot wait. That's why F1 is my number 2. Joseph Kosinski, I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Yep. Okay, so spoilers for number 1. They're all animated movies. So yeah, and this for a while was my number 1 of the year until I saw another film at the last minute. So yeah, my number 2 and Ethan's best movie of the year. That is the film that made us the most happy, and that is and the film that David Sleazebag decided to shelve.
Yep. And that is The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie.
Woo!
All right. I might as well go ahead and explain this film first because I have to eat dinner. All right. Catch Up Entertainment. How can I ever thank you for actually saving this movie from David Zaslav? The story is absolutely fantastic. The screenplay is hands down the best screenplay I have witnessed for a movie all year. The voice acting is absolutely terrific. Eric Bauza gives out a phenomenal vocal performance as Porky Pig and Daffy Duck. And not to mention, and Petunia, the voice actress that voiced Petunia Pig give out an excellent vocal performance. But my favorite vocal performance in the film easily has to go to the guy that voiced the alien.
Yeah.
He was hilarious in this film. The animation is absolutely beautiful. This movie is basically a love letter to hand-drawn animation. We seriously need more hand-drawn animated movies in theaters.
Exactly. Along with this and my number one as well.
The humor in this movie is this. The humor is this movie's comedy does not disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
This movie is fucking hilarious. Every time, every moment, I was consistently laughing. Well, the part that got me laughing the most is when they were getting their when Daffy and Porky were getting jobs.
Yeah.
Yep.
I laughed hard in that theater.
Oh, Mitchell's here. Mitchell's in the
Hi,
live
Mitchell.
chat. Hey, Mitchell.
Hey.
And the pacing. This has the best pacing of the year, without question. And this movie's the musical score is fantastic, and the ending of this film is hands down the best ending of the year. And that, folks, is why The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie, is hands down my favorite movie of the entire year. Is hands down my favorite movie of 2025. Well done to everybody involved. And I cannot wait for Coyote versus Acme.
Same.
Well done to everybody involved with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm going to head out because I have to eat dinner.
Okay, hold on. Don't head out yet.
All right.
Okay. Let's see. Head out now.
All right. See you later. And to Mitchell, I actually am glad that Amy Markton actually won Best Supporting Actress. But anyway, see you later.
Yeah, this movie was like. All right, fixed.
Yeah, I got it
All right.
fixed. It seems to be
Alright,
going
this
away for now,
movie-
but I'm still being on my guard.
Yeah, this movie was absolutely phenomenal. Thank you, Ketchup Entertainment, for finally
Thank
saving this
you.
movie.
Mm-hmm.
And let's start with what I love about the most. This movie is absolutely hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, about the whole thing about thank you Ketchup Entertainment. I don't know if Warner Brothers really canceled it. We don't know anything about that.
Oh, hold on, it's doing that thing again.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but considering the fact that
Oh,
David
wait, now I can hear
Sleazebag
you.
tried to shelve it, we all know what happened.
Yeah, but then again, I say that Coyote versus
What are you
Acme
saying,
had it
it's a
worse
rundown?
because we really did see the hell that was going on.
I can hear
unlike
cartoon
this
fans,
movie.
but I can't hear it's a rundown. Let me
All
try.
right.
Okay.
So yeah, this movie's animation is absolutely gorgeous, as it not only pays proper homage and respect to the Looney Tunes, but managed to make Daffy and Porky's relationship genuinely good, and finally made Daffy Duck likable.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And as I said, like when I saw this, this was around the time that I was mentally bad at that point. And I'm finally glad I had a movie that was not only that made me not care about whatever problems I was going through, because I was so invested with how much of a good time I was watching this movie.
Right.
And this movie serves as a good love letter for longtime Looney Tunes fans. And this was definitely, and this would have been my favorite film of the year if I hadn't seen one other movie in December.
Mm-hmm. And I have a feeling I know what that movie is.
Yep, and this is a movie that's on Razor's number 2. So with that out of the way, your number 2 and my number 1.
All right. Little Emile. Oh, I'll let you bring it up.
Little Amelie?
Yep, Little Amelie. Or The Character of the Rain. If I could describe this film with one word, it would be beautiful.
Exactly. This is probably one of the few movies that actually almost made me cry, along with I'm Still Here.
I almost cried too. This film, first of all, the animation is outstanding, and it's so nice to have a 2D animated movie. Like, whenever I hear people complain, 2D animation is dead, there are still two good deals of 2D animated films. Like, this film, it's 2D, but it also has like minimalistic and impressionistic looks, invoking an impression of a hand-drawn picture book with soft pixelated edges. Like, I like this art style, like how it invokes that feeling. And I like how it thoughtfully explores the themes of life, death, childhood discovery, identity formation, and the complex relationship between innocence and the lingering effects of historical trauma. That resonated with me on a personal note with some things I'm going through.
Yeah, this movie was absolutely beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm surprised more people don't talk about it and more people didn't go out of their way to see this movie.
Of course, because they would rather see the live action Lilo and Stitch movie. Like, it drives me nuts. People complain about too many sequels, reboots, remakes, and superhero movies, but then they don't see the films like this.
It's
Yeah,
frustrating.
I certainly don't. I'm certainly not a part of that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this film was absolutely phenomenal with some gorgeous animation and characters that you actually care about. Like, trust me, if it's almost hard to talk about this film because you really do have to go see it for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because simply explaining it won't do this movie justice.
Yes, exactly. And another thing the film resonated with me personally is because the character had to say goodbye to someone, which I had to say goodbye to someone last year and at the start of this year. But yeah, it's a great film.
And definitely a movie that deserves my number one. The movie that definitely resonated with me the most, and the one that honestly hits me on a personal level. And it's definitely and let's hope that this movie gets a best animated feature award soon.
Yes. I'm glad that thankfully, I mean, I have my issues with the Academy, that's all another can of worms. But I'm glad one thing they're doing is they're starting to recognize films outside of like other studios. Like they gave it to Flo and they gave it to The Boy and the Heron, which was real well deserved. Oh, happy birthday, Miyazaki. But anyway, yeah.
And it was, yep, Little Amelie and the Character Rain is pure cinema. And if you don't go see this movie at any point, if you don't watch it, chances are you really need to reevaluate your stances on movies.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Stop seeing garbage. Don't see stuff like Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, or any of that Buzzly junk that does not respect your intelligence.
Yeah.
Go see masterpieces like this and The Day the Earth Blew Up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I do not. I am certainly not a part of that problem.
And this film, oh boy, I think we're at that part.
And now we're at the end. Razor X is number one.
My number one movie of 2025 is this film. Let me just say, when I heard that, I was a fan. This film is a sequel. When I heard that the original film, got a sequel, I was looking forward to it because I enjoyed the first film, and hearing even better things. And this film, when hearing that it made the highest grossing animated movie, a title that I was wondering, okay, now I'm even more excited.
I know very well what it is.
This film is Ne Zha 2.
Called it.
Let me just say, it's so great to see Chinese animation get some recognition because they have just released some great films, and this might be the best. I like the first Ne Zha, but this one is even better. Let me just start with the animation. Like, I thought the animation in the first Neja was great, but this one, like, when you play a game and then, like, it gets a remaster done right, that was what it was like. And the film, and I was also great, like, that this film, like breathtaking landscapes and dynamic action sequences, and the character designs were truly top tier. And I liked how, like, not only the characters, like, from the previous movie, like, got to return, but, like, they were more compelling here. Like, my personal favorite, like, character advancement was Shen Goba, because in the first film, he was just a typical villain. Here, he was more interesting and complex. And we got to see Ao Gong, I believe that's how you say his name, Ao Bing's father. He played a much bigger role, and it was cool that we got to see him in his human form too, as well as the siblings. I mean, the siblings played a much bigger role. My favorite being Ao Rung. I have a thing for her. But, which also, fun fact about Ao Rung. In original Chinese folklore, Ao Rung is depicted as male. Here, Ao Rung is depicted as female. So, look, gender swapping can extend beyond comic books, movies, and shows. It can extend to folklore movies. So yeah, and the story was a much bigger grade. Like, there were bigger stakes, and it actually had a twist villain that was done right, that I won't spoil for those who had to see it. And while it had some humorous moments, it was not afraid to get dark. Like, there was this one scene where I'm all, whoa, that's dark. And the ending was also very beautiful, and it highlighted Neja and Ao Bing's relationship perfectly, and also showed a great dynamic with Ao Gong and Ao Bing and his father, and that mid-credit scene has me excited. I'm like, if this is the new standard, because there's been a new standard for animated movies and the Feng Shang cinematic universe. This is part of a cinematic universe, which, if it has in store next, I can't help but wonder how it will top this. So yeah, and I'm glad to say it's worthy of the title of highest grossing animated movie, which leads me to something I want to highlight because of a certain someone who is with a certain troll doll. I'm not going to say his name. You probably know who he is. But anyway, people have been using this film to bash on Disney on Inside Out 2 because it grossed more. And Disney, look, I get it. Disney has become a shell of itself, and I start protesting myself. But that was for other reasons. How about instead we celebrate that this film, and an international film, mind you, a Chinese animated movie, is breaking box office records. This is something that we should be celebrating and using, not to bash others. So yeah, that's what I have to say with Neja 2.
Yep, I'm glad that this became the highest grossing movie of the year. The new highest grossing animated movie of all time.
Yeah. And I mean, I like it more than Inside Out 2, but this is a film that's worthy of surpassing that. I mean, yeah.
And with that out of the... Oh, yeah.
Go on.
You finish.
I mean, I can go on with praising it, but this film is just truly amazing. Like, it lives up to the hype.
And with that ends our list.
Another thing before I go, I'd like to have this YouTube comment.
On. Okay. So, that was the top 10 movies of the year.
Yep. And this was definitely a fun one, in spite of the glitches we had going.
Hold on.
Yeah, in spite of the...
I really have to look into this thing.
Yeah, hopefully by the next podcast.
Oh, dang it. It's doing it again.
Yeah. Hopefully
got it fixed.
Hopefully in the next podcast.
Going on this other speaker thing where it might echo temporarily. But for now, I'm going to look into it more.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully by the next podcast it won't happen again.
Yeah, hopefully. Or if it does, it won't be as annoying.
Yeah, oh boy. Be prepared for the next one.
Oh, you're going to go atomic.
Oh, trust me. We are going to be angry and furious. Stay tuned in a couple of days when we go over.
Before we
Our
go,
worst.
I'd like to have this comment highlighted.
What comment is highlighted?
No, I just want my comment highlighted here.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I got more into adult animation.
Yep. But that other way, stay tuned for in a couple of days when we go over the worst of 2025.
All right.
We're gonna be angry.
Oh boy. And I'm gonna get an excuse to I mean, I have some 2 films that I'm looking forward to tearing apart. Oh yeah. So it was great joining the stream. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And have a good night.
Thanks, you too.